we can hope that Krishna is going to give us clear guidance, and we can pray. But nobody can say with 100% certainty, like this is the way, or this is the best place, or like that. I think Krishna wants the devotees scattered all over the world, like seeds. You notice most plants that produce seeds have some mechanism for scattering them as widely as possible. And that ensures the continuation of the species. Well, similarly, you notice the devotees, especially my godbrothers, we just can't work together. So we're scattered all over the place. One goes here, one goes there. They are all over the world now. I just found out there's a temple project in Thailand. Some devotees are working on a like $50 million temple project in Thailand. You know, where did that come from? Well, they're just out there doing their thing just like we are. And they don't particularly care or to try to impress anybody with it, you know. They're not coming back and saying, well, look what we did, look what we did. No, they're just doing their devotional service as they're inspired by Krishna. And then Krishna will protect them, you know. See, one of the shlokas in Vishnu Sahasranam is, where is it? Bhaktiman, oh, I have to put on my, getting old. No, it's the next page. Na Vasudeva bhaktanam ashubhang vidyate kvachita. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi bhayang naivopajayate. No actually inauspicious condition is ever imposed on the devotees of Lord Vasudeva, and therefore they do not fear having to take birth in this world again to suffer the miserable conditions of old age, disease, and death. That doesn't mean they will take birth here, but it means they don't fear it. Because if you're a devotee, even if you're in an abominable condition of life, you're actually liberated, like Vritrasura. Remember Vritrasura? Vritrasura was a demon. In his life before that, he had been Chitraketu, a great devotee. But he had to take birth in a demon's body because of the curse of the wife of Lord Shiva, Devi. So he didn't mind. He was like, okay, oh well, Haribol. And he took birth as Vritrasura and was killed by Indra. And he was like egging Indra on. Come on, do it, come on, you know. And still Indra it took him like a week to kill the demon because he was so strongly built. With his thunderbolt weapon. It took a long time for him to cut the demon's head off. And he was like, you know, will you hurry up already? Come on, you know. I want to get out of this demon body. So then he went back to the spiritual world. But the devotees are never actually placed in an inauspicious condition because they can always remember Krishna by his holy name. So anytime the devotees are seen to apparently suffer, this is just a device created by Krishna to get them to remember him, to inspire them more, to give them a sense of urgency and necessity. And that's how we use this 2012 thing. I mean, we're not like really 2012 fanatics or anything like that. Although it is a fact, according to Vedic astrology, that we're in the sandhya, or the junction between the two sections of the Kali Yuga. We're just at the end of the Kali chakra of the Kali Yuga, and we're about to go into the Satya chakra of the Kali Yuga. And you can look this up on, what's that Vedic astrologer's name? Sanjay Rath, yeah, thank you. Sanjay Rath's site, has a whole description of this. It's in an article called Brahma Vidya. So if you read Brahma Vidya, it explains the whole thing, how the ages are broken down, and why we're right in the middle, right in the border between the two. So usually whenever there's a division of time, there's a pralaya, a devastation, in between. For example, in between the yugas, there's a devastation. The Battle of Kurukshetra was devastation at the beginning of the Kali Yuga. And at the end of the Kali Yuga, of course, Kalki Avatar is going to come and devastate the whole world. But even in the sandhyas, or the borders between the chakras, or the sub-yugas, there's also a little devastation. And that's what we're going through now. So there might be an economic meltdown, there might be some earth changes, certainly climate change going on, and I think we're going to see a lot more of that. And some scientists have explained that because of the condition of the solar system right now, we're getting a lot more cosmic radiation, and this cosmic radiation flowing through the Earth planet is heating it up. So, you know, the emissions, carbon emissions might be part of it, but certainly not the whole story. There's other things going on as well. Certainly in the past, the Earth has experienced different hot and cold phases when there was nobody around to burn carbon, or if they were burning carbon, it was just wood fires and stuff like that. The Kali Yuga is the only time when there's like industrial development. And it's amazing, we've managed to burn up all the easily available hydrocarbon fuel in like 250 years. Coal and then oil. I mean, 250 years is like a tiny amount of time in the purview of eternity. So we managed to ruin a perfectly good planet in a very, very short time. Now we're on the trying to say three things at once. We're on the verge of mass starvation because we have depleted the soil all over the planet, cut down the forests, and now the rain is not coming down because there's no trees. And whenever you cut down trees, you reduce the rainfall. And people have cut down trees all over the planet, so it's not raining. And that means the glaciers are disappearing, and the forests are disappearing, and the animals. And so we are headed towards a ecological crisis greater than any in recorded history. That's going to happen. We're already signed up for that. It's too late. It's coming. So that means people have to adjust their ways of living, or the devastation is going to continue. Or maybe just adjust the population. That'll work too. But it would be better if actually the old civilization, the materialistic civilization, just dies out. It fails completely, and it dies out. And the spiritual civilization, the original Vedic civilization, were to take its place. And people say, well, you claim your civilization is so old. Well, why aren't there any ruins? Well, guess what? Grass huts don't leave any ruins. And only foolish people who are materialistic and want to build these great edifices to their false egos build these big stone buildings and stuff. This is only in modern times that people did this. And in the past, people were satisfied with just simple natural dwellings. And of course, they don't leave big ruins. You know? So, I mean, actually, there's no good arguments for a materialistic society. Materialistic society is really the cause of all our problems. You know, so we're not terribly worried about devastation in 2012. You know, it's like, if we get through it, okay. If we don't, okay. We're all going to die anyway. You know, so we might as well just chant Hare Krishna and hope that Krishna puts us in the right place, you know, or at least makes it quick. Hare Krishna. So, you know, the 2012 theme for us is more of a preaching thing to help us generate a feeling of urgency. Of course, actually there's urgency anyway, because we're all going to live a short time in this body, and then we have to move on. Where are we going to go? But if we can say, well, you know, by 5 years from now, 90% of the people alive today are going to be gone. You know, that makes an impression. That's like, maybe I better get my act together. So we hope that it gives some urgency to our request to change our lifestyle, to work together, to cooperate together and form a spiritual community. But I mean, there are so many arguments against the materialistic society, like the way that the corporations have monetized our community exchanges and basically destroyed the family, destroyed the